The words were short, cold, and final, the kind of message that leaves no room for discussion, negotiation, or delay.
Pep Guardiola has never been known as a manager who enjoys long goodbyes, and once again he has shown that when his mind is made up, it is made up completely.
According to reports around the Etihad, the Manchester City manager has told a £60 million star in his squad that his time at the club is over. The message was clear and brutal: pack your things and leave this week, or your contract will be terminated. There would be no second chances, no extended talks, and no emotional appeals, just a deadline in the door.
This latest decision has shocked many, not because Guardiola is capable of such ruthlessness, but because of the timing and the manner in which it has been delivered.
Manchester City are in the middle of a difficult period, performances have dipped, results have been inconsistent, and confidence has been shaken. A painful 2-0 defeat to Manchester United at Old Trafford only added to the pressure, yet even in the middle of this storm, Guardiola has decided to act decisively, choosing authority and control over patience and sentiment. The defeat at Old Trafford was more than just a loss. It was a reminder that City are not untouchable. Michael Carrick, returning to the United dugout, masterminded a performance that left Guardiola frustrated and searching for answers. United dominated the early stages, pressing aggressively and forcing City into mistakes. Amad Diallo and Bruno Fernandes both thought they had given United the lead in the first half, only for the offside flag to deny them. Mason Mount suffered the same fate after the break, as United continued to push and probe. City struggled to cope with United's energy and organisation. The usual calm passing rhythm was missing, Rodri looked uncomfortable, Haaland was isolated, Guardiola stood on the touchline watching a team that did not resemble the machine he had built. When Bryan Mbeumo finally broke the deadlock in the 65th minute with a brilliant finish after a rapid counter-attack, it felt inevitable. Patrick Dorgu's second goal 11 minutes later only confirmed what everyone inside Old Trafford already knew: City were beaten, not by luck, but by hunger and belief. For United, the win ended a four-match winless run across all competitions. For City, it raised serious questions. By the end of the weekend, they could find themselves 9 points behind Arsenal at the top of the Premier League table. For a club used to dominance, this is dangerous territory. Guardiola knows this better than anyone. He also knows that in moments like these, clarity is essential. That clarity, it seems, has come in the form of a ruthless message to one of his own players. The identity of the £60 million star has been the subject of intense speculation. Whoever it is, the message reflects Guardiola's long-standing philosophy. He demands total commitment, total discipline, and total alignment with his ideas. If a player falls short, no matter the price tag or reputation, Guardiola does not hesitate. Fans remember how he handled similar situations in the past. João Cancelo was frozen out and sent away. Leroy Sane was allowed to leave when his focus drifted. Even experienced defenders like Akanji have previously found themselves on the wrong side of Guardiola's decisions. This is not about talent. Guardiola has never doubted the ability of his players. It is about trust, attitude, and execution. When Guardiola feels a player is no longer fully invested, or no longer fits the system, the relationship is over. There is no middle ground. That is what makes his management style both admired and feared. The timing of this decision is especially striking given City's packed schedule. There is little time for rest or reflection. A Champions League trip to Norway to face Bodo Glimt awaits on Tuesday. A home Premier League match against Wolves follows on Saturday. Guardiola admitted after the United defeat that his late tactical changes were made with these upcoming games in mind. Fatigue is building, injuries are a concern, and yet, rather than closing ranks, Guardiola has chosen to draw a line. Some see this as harsh, others see it as necessary. Guardiola has always believed that a dressing room cannot afford uncertainty. One unhappy or distracted player can affect the entire group. By issuing such a clear ultimatum, he sends a message not just to the player in question, but to the entire squad: standards will not drop, discipline will not be compromised, reputation will not protect anyone. Inside the club, the mood is tense. Players are aware that Guardiola's patience has limits. Training sessions have reportedly been intense. Conversations are brief and direct. The manager is focused, perhaps more than ever. He knows that Arsenal are pulling away. He knows that Liverpool and Manchester United are gaining momentum. He knows that the margin for error is shrinking with every match. Meanwhile, Manchester United are enjoying a rare luxury, with no European football to worry about. They have a full week to prepare for their next challenge. That challenge comes in the form of a crucial trip to the Emirates Stadium to face Arsenal. Carrick's side can rest. recover, and work on the details. City cannot. Guardiola must rotate, manage minutes, and keep his squad sharp while navigating multiple competitions. This contrast only adds to the pressure Guardiola is under. He built City into a team that thrives on control. Right now, control feels fragile. When that happens, Guardiola tends to act. He does not wait for problems to fix themselves, he confronts them head-on, even if it means making unpopular decisions. Fans are divided. Some believe the manager is right to be ruthless. They argue that City's recent struggles prove that changes are needed. If a £60 million player is not delivering or is disrupting the balance, then removing him quickly makes sense. Others worry that such an approach could backfire. They fear that creating fear and uncertainty could damage morale at a time when unity is most needed. There is also the question of the contract termination threat. This is not a symbolic gesture. Guardiola has the power and the backing of the club to follow through. Telling a player to leave within a week or face termination is extreme by modern football standards. It suggests that negotiations have already failed, that bridges have already been burned. It also suggests that Guardiola is prepared to accept short-term disruption for what he believes will be long-term stability. The story has spread quickly across social media and football forums. Some fans see it as classic Guardiola, decisive and uncompromising. Others see it as evidence of growing frustration. Comparisons have been made to previous seasons when City faced brief downturns before roaring back stronger. Guardiola has often used moments of tension to reset his squad and refocus their ambition. Still, this situation feels different to some observers. City are not just chasing one rival. Arsenal look stronger and more consistent. Liverpool remain dangerous. United, under Carrick, appear renewed. The Premier League is unforgiving, and Guardiola knows that slipping behind now could have lasting consequences. The player at the center of this storm faces a difficult reality. Being told to leave within a week is not just a professional setback, it is a personal blow. Moving clubs mid-season is never easy, options may be limited, pride will be hurt, but Guardiola's message leaves no room for delay. Decide quickly, or face the consequences.
As City prepare for their Champions League trip, the atmosphere will be watched closely. Will the squad rally around their manager, seeing his decision as a necessary act of leadership, or will it create unease, with players wondering who might be next? Guardiola has always believed that clarity, even when painful, is better than uncertainty. For now, Manchester City find themselves at a crossroads. A defeat to their rivals has exposed vulnerabilities, a ruthless managerial decision has shaken the squad. The coming days will reveal whether this moment becomes a turning point or the beginning of deeper problems.
What is certain is that Pep Guardiola has once again reminded the football world who he is. He is not a manager who waits for permission, he is not sentimental, he is not afraid to make enemies if he believes it serves the team. Telling a £60 million star to pack his bags and leave within a week is not an act of anger, it is an act of control.
In football, managers are often